Greetings folks, and I hope your tribbles are few wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale unboxing and review. And today it's the turn of QMX's take on the iconic Captain's Chair from the original Star Trek TV series. Usual format folks, box, then we'll have a close-up with the chair, and then we'll be wrapping the whole thing up with a showcase at the end. But before we dive in, I'd like to send the usual shout out to everyone who supported Go Figure, and please drop a like on this review as it helps other people find the channel. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the action figure antics that we've got coming up. So, QMX, they shut up shop. Their lead designer Nanjin Tam went on to create X06, who have been serving our desire for 1/6 scale Trekness very well, thank you very much. But before they closed their doors, QMX gave us a raft of Star Trek action figures and accessories, including this, the iconic Captain's Chair. I think that was about 7 years ago that this was released, but that's enough of my ramblings. Onto the box, and collectors of QMX figures will recognise this style of box. It's a slightly different shape, but it follows the same design cues. Let's stop it from spinning and have a quick look at it. What you have on the front of the box is the chair itself. It says flashing warning lights, authentic bridge sounds. It says Star Trek, the original series across the top, Captain's Chair, 1/6 scale FX replica, USS Enterprise. And behind the image is that sort of grid overhead shot of the saucer section from the original Enterprise itself, which QMX used on a lot of their packaging. On the left hand side you have a shot from the original series with Bill Shatner in the chair on the bridge of the Enterprise, all inside this Starfleet emblem, and it says Star Trek, the original series across the top. On the right hand side we have a shot of the chair and the figure from QMX, both done in that emblem as well, and very nice it looks too. On the bottom of the box you have the usual credits and warnings. It says QMX Master Series there, credits and warnings on the left hand side there. Don't piss this figure off, or you might find yourself sat on a tribble. On the top of the box, QMX Master Series again, Star Trek logo, continuation of that sort of overhead shot of the Enterprise, and it says Captain's Chair as well, and a rather ugly label that the shippers put on there from for some strange reason, which will not come off. I've attempted to remove it, but yeah, it's one of those stickers that's going to rip the card, so I've left it on there. So yeah, that's pretty much your box. Apart from the back, what do we have on the back? Another shot of the chair itself, once again, flashing warning lights, authentic bridge sound, some close-ups of the arms of the chair, and a description of the chair itself if you're wanting to pause that and read it. So that's the box. Not a brand new piece this, it's been in the collection a while. When you open this box up, all you've got inside is just a couple of clear plastic clamshells to protect the chair, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, as I say, not a new piece to the collection, had it a while, but we will do as we always do. Let's bring out the Captain's Chair and have a close-up look at it. Okay folks, so here it is, quite possibly the most iconic chair in television history. Yep, it's the Captain's Chair onto the turntable. I can't give first impressions on this piece because I've had it in the collection a while. However, what I can say is I still think this is a very, very impressive piece of work from QMX, even 7 years down the line. The scale, the proportions, the attention to detail, those light up features and those sound features that we'll take a look at. I think they did a cracking job here, but we will do as we always do. We will stop it from spinning and take a quick look at it. Before we do that though, worth mentioning, what do you get with your chair? Well, not an awful lot, to be honest with you. You do get a set of instructions that come with the piece, and as you can tell, they're not opened. Mr. Go Figure did his usual thing, took the instructions out of the box and threw them to one side, never to look at them ever again. I would recommend that you don't do what I do. I would recommend that you read your instructions. However, there's not a vast amount to go out here. It's simply a case of attaching a cable or inserting batteries, but yeah, they're there if you need them. So that's the instructions. Let's take a look at the chair itself. Let's get it off the turntable and have a look. It's got some heft to it, this piece, especially when you've got the batteries in there. Put the turntable to one side. But we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. And on the bottom you have 6 felt pads, these feet to stop it from slipping in the display. As I say, it's got some weight to it, especially with the batteries in, so I don't think it's going to move around that much, but it's great to see that QMX included them. Often we see companies just not bothering with these things, and it's the little things that make a big difference sometimes in displaying 6-scale stuff. So yeah, nice to see them included. On the right hand side you've got this battery compartment. Now another good thing here, in my opinion at least, is that what QMX have done here is one of these tabs to open the battery compartment rather than the Phillips head screw that we normally see. A lot of the time we see a very low grade quality Phillips head screw that holds the compartment in, and it shreds and it falls to pieces, and it over tightens or under tightens and damages the sled, all kinds of things. So I just personally prefer these clips, and it's glad to see that I'm glad to see that's what QMX have done. So yeah, just get your fingernail in there, pop it open, and inside is the battery sled, and it's 3 AA batteries to activate the light and sound features. Simple as that. Or alternatively, you can use a micro USB cable here. It's just a standard cable. You can use any really any micro USB cable that comes to hand. Unfortunately, QMX didn't include one, but yeah, it's simply a case of inserting this end of the lead into the hole, and that other end into a suitable charger or adapter. And you can have it running off that instead, but we'll stick with batteries for the purposes of this review. Next to the micro USB slot is the volume control. The actual light up and sound features are controlled from the arms of the chair itself, but this is the volume control here, and we'll get to hear the full complement of sound effects when we move up to the top. On the bottom is the speaker for the sound effects. Now don't be put off here, the fact that A, it's on the bottom, and B, it looks quite small. Trust me, when this thing is turned on and at full volume, it bangs it out. It makes a hell of a din, which makes me happy. But yeah, that's the bass. Moving up, now the chair itself is on a swivel, which is good to see. So it'll go out to about sort of 45 degrees at either side. I would recommend not pushing it any further than that, because it's you start to meet some resistance, and I would suspect that if you go any further than that, you're going to damage the chair. But yeah, it does swivel, which is great. If you're wanting to swap out your display and go for something a little bit different, you can have it off at an angle if you want. Chair itself, the body of the chair is made of that same grey plastic, and screen accurate as far as the colour goes. Moving up to the seat itself now, the seat section, and I'm really impressed with this, especially for a 7-year-old piece, is that they didn't. QMX decided not to go with a sculpted plastic seat. Rather, they've gone for what feels like a man-made material. Now, I'm not going to say it's pleather, because I think that would probably have fallen apart after 7 years, especially if you've got a figure in there. So it's some other kind of man-made material with a foam inlay inside it, so it's got this spongy feel, and I think it's great that they've done that. Not only does it add to the authenticity of the piece, I think it's great for protecting your figures as well. If you've got the figure that I'm going to bring in is a great example of that, actually. If you've got figures with bits and pieces on the back and so on, the harsh plastic could cause issues, and also as well more prone to slide out, I think, a 6-scale figure if it's on that hard plastic. But yeah, so yeah, thumbs up there, and props to QMX for using foam and real material. The sides themselves are plastic, although they do feel like they've been coated with this same material they've used on the seating section. So let's take a look at the top. Now, the arms of the chair themselves, I believe, are screen accurate. I've double checked this, and I think pretty much QMX have nailed it on as far as the accuracy for the arms go. You've got the comm system here, the alert system here, and lots of other bits and pieces on the other side as well. None of these switches work, unfortunately. That will be a bridge too far, I think, at this price point. But those pastel colours are correct, and overall, I think, yeah, it looks absolutely on point. The arms of the chair itself have got this wood grain effect. Now, I believe they're plastic, but I'm not sure whether it's a sticker that they put on top here or whether they've used some kind of printing technique directly onto the plastic. Not 100% certain. It looks like it's some kind of printing process rather than a sticker on top of the plastic, but it does the job very, very well indeed, and really is is excellent. Could very, very well be mistaken for real wood that they've used there, but when you get up close you realise it's not. I think it's probably just some kind of, as I say, printing straight onto the plastic. So yeah, there you have it, folks. That's the chair itself. Now I suppose it's time to explore the child in me with the light up and sound features. So yeah, once you've installed the batteries in the battery compartment, then let's turn this thing up, volume up to maximum there, and let's take a look at some of the sound effects. Now the sound and light up effects are activated by this orange strip here, and you simply press it in once. And as you can probably tell, that is seriously loud. It is not a quiet piece by any stretch of the imagination. Yes, I mean, I'm holding it up like this into camera, so you're probably going to get more of the sound, but trust me, having this thing on full volume and you will wake the neighbours up in a nice way. But as you can see there, yeah, 4 different sets of sounds. There is the bridge scanning sound, there is the comms sound, there is the red alert sound, and the relevant sections on the arms here light up correspondingly. And I just think it works. Regulars to the channel will know I'm not a huge fan of light up features and sound effects on my figures and on my accessories. However, in this case, I will make a slight exception. I don't use it in the display. And I don't store it with batteries in it, but there is something just so, what's the word I'm looking for? So nostalgic about being able to press that button there and hear those iconic sounds. I'm going to stop doing that now. It takes me back to my childhood, and yeah, if I did use light up features and sound features, this most certainly would be one of them. I think it just brings out the child in me, it brings out the young adult in me, and I think QMX have done a fantastic job there. So yeah, props to QMX for the sound and light up effects and for the whole piece itself. But where would the captain's chair be without the captain? Well, unfortunately, and I'm going to have to hold my hands up here, I do not own a Kirk figure from the original TV series in 1/6 scale. I know, it's appalling, isn't it? Yeah, please suitably chastise me in the comment section below. I slept on the QMX figure when it was initially released, and I picked up this chair in preparation for XO6 giving us a Kirk from the original series, which has yet to materialise. So come on, man, Jim. Yeah, hurry up. We need an original series Kirk, but we have a stand-in, and we have XO6's Mirror Universe Sulu. So we'll pop him in the chair instead, and yeah, we'll bring him a little bit closer in. We're cutting his head off here, so let's alter this camera so you can get an idea of how this chair looks with a figure actually in it, and pretty good, I have to say. Yeah, it's not Captain Kirk, but I believe that Sulu did spend a few moments in the captain's chair in the episode Mirror Mirror, and overall I think that it works really, really well. And like I say, you can have it off at an angle like that if you're wanting to. Pretty much with a bit of finagling, you can get the figure to sit upright if you're wanting to. It can take a little bit of work sometimes, just getting the right angle, but as you can see, pretty much once you've got the figure in there, the thing looks very, very good indeed, and very, very realistic. Just lower this camera a little bit. So there you go, folks. That is QMX's take on the captain's chair from the original Star Trek series. What's your thoughts on this piece? I'd be fascinated to hear what's your take on the piece itself, what's your take on QMX, what's your take on X06, the original Star Trek series, Star Trek in general. Nothing is off menu, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. I suppose all that remains for me to say, what's coming up on the channel? Nearly forgot. In the 6 scale world, we have a raft of new figures coming in. We've got stuff from Pure Arts, from In Art, from Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, X06, the list goes on. And Hot Toys as well. We have retro reviews, we have quarter scale action figures, quarter scale statues. Basically, you name it, it's coming up on the channel. So as I mentioned at the top there, please hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing anything. And so I suppose all that remains for me to say is from QMX's take on the captain's chair and from X06's Sulu and myself, take care of yourselves, happy collecting. I'm going to press that button and it's over to the showcase.